Hate to break it to you, ladies, but if this keeps up, if you are a biological female, you're gonna become obsolete. USA Today came out with a list of Women of the Year, and they broke it down state by state. And Minnesota's honoree was Representative Leigh Finke. But there's one problem. Leigh Finke is a biological male. Now, I have no problem with a fully adult male deciding that they want to be a female. Live your own life. C'est la vie. My problem is when you try and force other people to accept your worldview. My name's AK Kamar. This is a brand new channel. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Please share it if you like the content that I put out. If you live in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area and you listen to Twin Cities News Talk, you might have even heard my voice on Mondays with John Justice. I decided to start this channel so I can create longer form content versus on TikTok and Instagram when I do reels. I try and keep my content to less than 3 minutes. So hopefully, if you enjoy the content that I'm going to be making here, you like it, share it, and subscribe. So let's get into the story. So the absurdity is that USA Today would look at a very long list of all of these successful biological females. And out of all of the potential nominees, they settle not only on a biological male, but a biological male that hasn't even pretended to be a woman for that long. I mean, if we were talking about like Finke had lived their life for the last 30 years as a woman, maybe I could understand. I still would be against it. I would say give this to a biological woman. So that just adds another additional layer of absurdity. If you are a biological woman and you feel that women have to try harder, that they have to struggle against the man, right? You know, the idea that the original feminists came up with, that this world is a patriarchy and that women have to fight twice as hard to be recognized. To have all of that completely taken away and discounted when you start saying that a trans woman is the same as a biological female, even though that trans woman has lived the vast majority of their life as a biological male, then you really start to cheapen the idea of what it means to be a woman. It was about a month ago that Powerlift USA, I believe that's the name of the organization, was being sued by a transgendered woman from competing against females, biological females, in powerlifting contests. Now, scientifically, we know that testosterone, even neonatal testosterone, will give a biological male an advantage over biological women. If you look at the world record between a biological female and a biological male, at the total amount of weight that they can bench press, it's double. Like the male world record is like 1,300 pounds, which is insane in and of itself. But the record for female is only 650 pounds. So that in and of itself should just show you how unfair it is. So if you are a biological female and you've dedicated your life to powerlifting, good luck, because now biological males can compete against you. How often do you see that a biological female that becomes a trans man wants to compete in powerlifting against biological males? It doesn't seem to happen that way very often, does it? Now, you might be watching this video and say, yeah, we get it, AK. There are plenty of things that biological males are now doing and competing and winning awards as a woman. But there's certain things that no biological male can ever compete with a woman against, and that would be giving birth, having a child. But wait, that's not true any longer. Now, there have been rumors about doing a uterine transplant in which you would transplant a uterus into a biological male. They have a baby, they go through the entire gestation period, deliver the baby, and then they remove the uterus. There's been some talks about that. It doesn't seem that the science is too great. The body would reject it. But check out this story. Scientists were able to create a brand new mouse baby using 2 fathers and absolutely no mothers. Yeah, you heard that right. Scientists were able to take the genetic material from 2 male mice, create an artificial egg, inseminate it with sperm, and create an actual live mouse baby. Now, I know that that's in mice, and mice are completely different than humans. But the fact that you can do this already in a mammal means that there might come a time in which women truly are no longer the only people that can actually give birth to a child. I'm not even talking about the religious perspectives. Like, I am a strong Christian, and I believe that when you start playing God like that, whether we're talking about cloning or doing whatever this Frankenstein garbage is where you take two males and manipulate their genetic material to create an egg and sperm. But what that would mean is that there literally would be nothing that could distinguish a biological female from a biological male in regards to their ability and capacity. And that to me is a scary place, because I do believe that men and women have very specific roles to play in society. This doesn't mean that every woman has to fulfill a traditional role. Like, if you're a strong, successful woman and you want to go and run a business and you want to have your husband stay at home, or whatever the reality is for your situation, like, do your own thing. But I'm saying, as a society, we have to understand that there are differences. There are differences that matter. There's one last thing that I think is important to understand. What is driving this move to try and completely erase any type of differences between biological males and biological females? This is rooted in critical gender theory. Now, I know some of you are going to roll your eyes and shrug your shoulders and be like, no, that's not it. But when you look deeply into the motivations of what drives people like Representative Leigh Finke, you find that not only do they identify and push rhetoric that comes from critical gender theory, critical queer theory, and critical race theory, they proudly embrace this. This is at the core root. This is a neo-Marxist ideology that seeks to completely change the way that our society operates. If you can completely erase the differences between biological males and biological females, at least from a societal perspective, because you can't do it scientifically, right? It's impossible. I mean, the mouse thing is one thing, but there's always going to be these differences, right? The amount of estrogen, the amount of testosterone. But because society does have a construct of how we view everything, right? If I tell you that the color blue is red and enough people say, yep, that's red, then it does become correct, right? If society accepts that one thing is something, then that is what it is. And that's truly what is happening here. So I think it's important to understand that critical gender theory, critical queer theory, critical race theory is meant to have a revolution. So you can completely deconstruct society and rebuild it in a way that you believe is just. The problem with that entire belief system, though, is that it's about central planning and control. It means that people that have opinions like me, we don't get a place at the table. We get ostracized from society. So I just think it's important to understand that this is not just about love or being mindful or caring about people that are experiencing gender dysphoria or body dysmorphia. That's not what this is about. It's about understanding that at the root basis, erasing these lines means that you truly erase what it means to be a woman and to all of the things that women have had to suffer through. Because let's be very honest, there was a long time in our human history that women were treated poorly. That's not just, something made up by Democrats or leftists. Women were treated as property, but we have advanced in our society. I've been married to a woman for 18 years, and she's just as equal to me. There's different things that we like. I hate reality television. She loves it. She's pretty good at cooking breakfast. I'm better at grilling steaks. But the point is that those things are real. Those differences, the things that we had to fight for to actually have equality under our application of law for women is erased. It is made null and void when you accept biological males as women. There is one final little white pill. I think people are waking up and they're realizing. Just recently, Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks tweeted this out, that it is offensive to her to call her a birthing person, a person with a uterus, a person that menstruates, call her a woman. And this has caused a lot of these trans activists and Marxists, neo-Marxists on the left to recoil and say, how dare you, Anna? You are becoming a right-winger, which is insane. So that, to me, is a good white pill, because it means that even crazy far leftists like Anna Kasparian understand that by moving towards this direction, you truly are erasing biological women from the equation. Well, this was my first video. Numero uno. If you like it, please, again, subscribe to my channel. Please share it on your socials. I'm going to try and put out more content like this. I don't know if this is going to work out. We'll find out. Maybe everyone thinks that my delivery sucks or whatever. But I'm going to keep pushing out content to try and break down these stories, break down these narratives. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you around.